Okay, hi, this is Rena Velasco. I'm the Vice Chair of the Public Art Commission. It is now 6:32. I will call the special Public Art Commission meeting of September 23rd, 2024 to order. Before I proceed, I would like to take a moment to go over our meeting protocols for today. The South Pasadena Special Public Art Commission meeting scheduled on September 23rd, 2024 will be conducted both in person and virtually via Zoom. To maximize public safety while still maintaining transparency and public access, members of the public can observe the meeting via Zoom. Staff, please give roll call.
Commissioner Velasco,
Present.
Commissioner Seal,
Here.
Commissioner Piazza,
Here.
Commissioner Burke,
Here.
Chair Andries, excused absence. You have quorum.
Commissioners and staff, do you have any requests for additions, revisions to the agenda? If so, please raise your hand. Okay. Seeing no request, I would like a vote of the commission to proceed with approval of the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, been approved. Okay. Let's see, public comments and suggestions. Did I proceed that section? Okay, public comments, suggestions. The Public Art Commission welcomes public input. Members of the public were asked to provide comments to the Public Art Comments at southpasadena.gov by 12 p.m. today. Pursuant to state law, this commission may not discuss or take action on issues not on the meeting agenda, except that members of the commission or staff may briefly respond to statements made or questions. Staff may be asked to follow up on such items. Staff, did we receive any general public comments or suggestions?
Commission, Chair, we have not received any public comments in chambers nor in Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, recommendations. Move past, let's see, do we have to go over consent calendar? Okay. Minutes from special May 20th, 2024 meeting. Recommendation is to recommend that the commission review and approve the minutes.
Move to approve as submitted.
Okay.
Seconded, Michael Seal.
Okay, comments from the city council liaison.
We have a motion.
Take a vote. Okay. Sorry, it's not on the script. Okay, so what was the process?
So move second and then a vote.
All in
Okay.
favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
There
you,
you
everybody.
go.
Okay. So now we may move on to the ad hoc committee liaison for comments.
If I may, you do have your city council liaison present.
I won't take time. I'm thrilled to be here, actually. I think this is my first Public Arts Commission meeting, so thank you for having me. Thank you to all of you for all your service to the city.
Okay, so for ad hoc committee communications, we have public art inventory.
And for that, I have gone through the town on a short walking tour. And I have documented a few of the public art pieces that are in the city, and you will find them, you'll find lots of them. They were included in the packet, and then they are also something that I handed out today. You'll note that in blue are the pieces of public art that I found in the city, and I have added those to the Excel spreadsheet. And I have taken a few pictures, and those can be added to the spreadsheet. I don't know that we may have had an inventory previously, but I'm not aware of it. if it's around. So in any event, we have all of the box art from Spark that was already there, and then the murals that I have added to the best of my knowledge. And there they are, and there you have it. One of the things, there's the Children's Memorial Garden. There was another name for that. What is that called? The Wishing Garden, right, is what it's properly known as. I didn't know the words, so. Memorial Garden is what I put, and other than that, I think I have everything there. The God's Hands with Children, the small mural that's on the church on Fremont Street, just south of Monterey. Don't have any information or picture of that, but I know it's there.
Do you know if the Orange Grove Memorial is public or private? It's the Orange Grove on, it's the Orange Grove mural by the Rite Aid, you know, in that corridor. There's the Orange Grove. There's like a woman with the Orange Groves.
Wait, so it's not on Orange Grove? No, okay, it's orange, it's a picture of orange groves, and where is it? Oh, now that you mention it, that is there, and I didn't catalog that, so.
Do you think it's public?
Well, if it's viewable from public, then I would call it public art.
Okay.
It may be on private property, but it is, accessible from a publicly available place. So I would say, yeah, it is, and it should be added to the public art inventory.
Someone volunteered to take a picture of that one. That's a good one.
I will volunteer to take a picture of that.
There
Jeff,
were also a couple others. Did you catch the ones by the Orange Grove Park?
Now, there are two, and one of them is in here. It's inside where it used to be the plunge. And I didn't know anything about that, but I did take pictures of I didn't include them here, but I have pictures of the artists that put that up. There was another one that was on the outside of Orange Grove Park that the Girl Scouts had put up. It's got some hands, it's got some flowers.
That's in the tunnel underneath.
No, this was on the street on El Centro.
Oh.
This was where that was. Which one are you talking about?
There's a tunnel near the equestrian center. It's an overpass for one of the overpass.
Oh, okay, so
bridges.
that's in a different park. That's,
I'm not sure if that's in South Pasadena proper, but that is also a Girl Scout mural.
I don't have that.
It's
Yeah.
right by Arroyo South. It's, so if you go down Stony Drive
Right, like toward the golf
and
course.
toward the golf course, and you pass the golf course
Right.
driveway, I mean, the entry, and go through that tunnel, it's right in there. It's been there for a long time.
You see, so I haven't had any kids playing sports in there for a very long time. So it
Exactly.
Clearly went through my mind.
But that's the one you're talking about. It was a Girl Scout. It says done by a Girl Scout troop, whoever.
Picture of that.
Yeah, too.
And the other question is there's a bronze sculpture, I think, at the library.
Yes.
Because I think Ellen Daigle was part of that,
There could very likely be.
But like children or something.
Children on a bench reading a book.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Was that installed when they put in the little patio area with the chairs and? May have been. There was a ribbon cutting for that, by the way.
I mean, recently, like in the last 6 months.
Like, no, a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay, that I don't know.
Oh, okay. So there are the others that should be added, and I'm guessing they will be. There you are, submitted for the commission's approval.
This is a great list, by the way. Thank you for putting this together.
Right, well, the list was an Excel spreadsheet that the city had that they had gotten from Spark from doing the box projects. But then there were additional, all these other things that I added in there. And Allison, I could be wrong, but there was something previously, wasn't there? Was there an art inventory of something somehow, somewhere?
The only thing I could find was the spreadsheet that I forwarded
Yeah.
to the commission, which kind of took art resources broadly and included actual artists, galleries. It seemed like it was, kind of a survey of everything that existed at the time that the general plan was being updated, because there's a chapter in the general plan which talks quite a lot about public art, as a strategy for local economic development.
One question. Are we going to look at utility box art as public art?
You mean the utility
Yes.
box art that's listed on the spreadsheet?
Is it on the spreadsheet? Because we don't
Yeah.
have a picture of it.
Well, that was already here, and there are pictures online, which I could not, I mean, I can access them, but I couldn't upload anything. So I've included my pictures to Allison, and then I'm presuming they'll be put on the Google Drive.
Is
Right.
there also, am I making this up? Is there a mural by the Chevron station, like a palm
Oh,
tree?
palm trees, there used to be.
Okay,
There used to be. I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about, but that was taken down probably 3 or 4 years ago when they repainted the building and they thought, hell with it. So there you go. I have also included, and I don't know if it's public art or not, but I've included it anyway. There is a time capsule right next to the museum, the heavily discussed museum. That is supposed to be opened. It was set down in 2013 at the 125th anniversary of the city. And that time capsule is meant to be opened in 2088 at the 200th anniversary of the city. I may be there, but if I'm not, and if one of us is not, I thought that I would include that on this spreadsheet just so that the heirs to the city won't forget about it and will someday open it. Because I know there's a lot of things in there, and one of them is I walked up and down Mission Street, and for a couple of months, I put together a 40-foot long image. It's a weird image, but it's an image of everything on the north side and the south side of Mission Street. And then I had a signing right out here in the patio, and I had everybody in town sign it like a yearbook of memories they had and places they had been. And that got rolled up and put in plastic and put inside the thing. And there are a lot of other things in there too. There's an old iPhone, which I think is going to leak battery acid all over everything. And a lot of other things as well. But anyway, I've included that in the public art spreadsheet, hoping that it won't be forgotten.
It seems like this is kind of a living list, and anyone, as you walk around and you find things and you want to snap shots and forward them on, we can just keep building it out. But thank you so much for reinvigorating the effort. It's great.
Well, and I hope that you're right. I hope that it is a living list and that this commission and everybody who serves on this commission in the future will continue to use that and build on it. And it will be a cool list for the future.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Next item for the ad hoc, the Public Art Program Policy Handbook. That
I
is.
think Anna Lee,
myself.
was that you?
Myself and Anna Lee, so I'll just give an update. We haven't submitted anything for review, so I'm hoping by the next meeting, I don't know if we could have a meeting prior to meet with you to go over it to see if we have any questions or concerns. Okay, and so yeah, no update, and as of now, my understanding is that we're submitting it by sections, and I don't know how we'll decide when it's completed or just, yeah, keep adding on to it. And the last ad hoc update, the roster of local artists. Oh, no, we skipped. Oh, no, that's it. I'm thinking, yes. Okay, so for the roster of local artists, Michael, did you want to give an update or I could?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and because it's based off of the policy handbook, basically. So
Okay,
if you want to,
let me pull up my email because I
oh,
don't have it memorized. Well, we thought we could present a document, but we're gonna have it reviewed prior to presenting it, or probably do a PowerPoint for the next meeting. So this is our proposal to gather potential artists. So based on a previous section that was submitted for artist call process, trying to get to. We wanted to create a email list of artists or organizations that are interested in receiving our RFQ or RFP email list. So we'll present that next meeting on how we want to reach out or provide an email to the public. And then how we could save that data of artists and their art submissions. And how us as a committee can review each artist and place them in a category for future reference. Yes.
And I presume we were working with Spark on that.
No.
The
not
artist,
for the
no?
artist list, but we would reach out to local artist galleries or
I think
they have
this
a-
is Michael. I think we would reach out to Spark when we do the initial outreach to say, please help us spread this information so we can gather as many possible local artists as possible.
Because I know that both Blue Tremarky and, oh, I'm blanking on her name, but Sandy Keto, know a lot of the artists in town.
Yeah.
And I would use them as a resource.
Yeah. This would be to reach out in a wide way in order to gather and make sure we're not letting anybody fall behind or not know about what we're asking. I mean, it's ultimately, I don't know if we'll ultimately end up curating a list, but we also want to be able to open it up to all possibilities, even though, so reach out to people within the community that we know, but also maybe it becomes a press release that then has a website that they can go on and get more information.
Well, I have a question. I'm wondering if this is going to be a list that is designed to reach out to people for public art projects. And if so, are there artists who may or may not make the list? Is there going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Is there going to be some sort of selective
well, I think based on the
activity?
project, so like based on the RFP or RFQ, there'll be like a requirement from the artist. And if they meet those requirements, then they could proceed on to the next round or, so we'll review their experience and kind of place them maybe in different categories, because we could need artists that work with like a local community or artists that work with architects. So we could collect the data for a wide range of artist use.
Okay.
That's the hope.
So if I, just so for my clarification, so the roster is intended to act as a resource for individual for developers who will have a 1% for the art project and desire to do art on site. And so in order to help assist in the identification of local artists, we're going to issue a call, right? Or a call for portfolios or like something that helps us build a list, right? And maybe we're going to create categories. Are you a muralist? Are you a metal worker? Are you a sculptor or, a painter, this or that? And we'll kind of put some organization around the list to facilitate kind of searching within the roster.
That's exactly right.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're looking specifically then for artists who are interested in or have public art experience. That's what we're looking for?
Correct. Yes. I mean, they would that would be some sort of vetting process, right? To make sure that they are they're professional, they're of a caliber, they kind of meet our expectations for public art in the city.
And a lot of this is drafted within the policy that is being worked on, the overall policy. So there's a section that narrows it down and describes exactly what is going to be looked for these artists as they apply or submit to be considered.
One of my concerns with having a artist call is if we do this prematurely, we're setting ourselves up for more work when the structure isn't in place. Plus, we could end up disappointing a lot of artists. We don't know when we're going to actually have a request for this type of artist. I think getting the infrastructure in place and the requirements would all be important. Having the structure so that when we do make the call, we're ready for it and know how to handle it. But I'm concerned about making a premature call.
I actually agree with you. So if we have all of the documentation of what they would need to supply a place for them to be, and in drafts of press releases or whatever and the requirements, so then we could plug and play what is needed for particular projects or a series of projects that we see coming down the line. That I think you're right, because I think you're right. You're absolutely right. Somebody could apply and it's 6 years before a project even comes
Right.
out. Because we know how buildings go in the building. Yeah. So I think that's actually a great suggestion, is the fact that we should get this in place and be ready to move forward when the time comes.
But, you know, for each project, would there be a call would it be limited to the artists who are already in the database, or would there be a call for public artists with some
I think
sort
what
of?
she's suggesting is that we actually put everything, we don't actually do a call at this point
Mhm.
until we see
Till we have a
something's
project.
come, until we have a project.
Right.
And then we can do a call. So that way we're not, like she said, we're not getting people excited about something and they sit there and things change.
So what we're creating then is a sort of a pocket list of sorts?
Well, I'm saying we're not even creating a list yet. We're creating our own internal list of the requirements we want to see and maybe the subcategories. But we're not actually putting it out to the artists until we have a project. And that way, when we put the project forward, we say, we need this thing, we need an ironwork sculpture. Then we're only going to get artists who have ironwork sculpture background.
Mhm. That makes
Um,
sense.
I feel like just having this general database, I'm not sure if it's helpful to us, and it might just be more work.
I agree.
I agree with you as well. Thank you for bringing that up.
We could distinguish though, having like a interest email list to start collecting emails of artists. This way, when we do have an artist call, we could distribute to those that are interested in receiving it.
I had actually worked up a little bit of a website proposal for that. Just very, very basic questionnaire that I was thinking maybe it would go on the city website or something like that. Just, you know, if you're interested, be on our emailing list.
Well, it almost sounds as though more than a list of artists, what we need is a list of distribution sites
Yes.
where we can post calls, public calls. And, you know, say, we've got this particular project coming up. And these are the places where we can put the list. That makes
I
sense?
think it's a good suggestion, yeah. So I think that Rena and I will take all of this into consideration and put it into our presentation at the next meeting. That's great. It's all great input. Thank you.
You. Okay. Are there any comments from our ad hoc committee? No. There's no comments. Okay, thank you. Now we are moving to communications from the commissioners. There are no comments. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for getting the minutes out early, whoever did that. Sometimes it's just helpful because we all sit in these meetings and then we get the minutes the week before the next meeting. We go, oh, I was supposed to do that. So thank you for getting that out early. Thank you.
And I would like to say that I believe this will be my last meeting. I have been a city commissioner for the past 17 years. I spent 10 years on finance committee. Well, it was committee, then it was a commission. And then I am the last remaining original member of the Public Art Commission. And I could be wrong, but I think that I'm termed out as of the next meeting, which would be in January. So I do have one more meeting? Oh, in December. Well, in that case, I'm
So we
taking
can-
it all back. So there we
Right, so we
go.
can have cake at the next meeting.
Okay, good. There we go. Never mind.
Oh, thank you so much. Good heads up. Okay. So no additional comment? Okay, thank you. We're now moving on to comments from staff liaison.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you all for being here, and Councilmember Braun, really appreciate it. We have brief updates, just to touch on the Public Art Fund account. We have remained the same of a balance of $3,097.50. Just wanted to communicate that to the Commission. With that being said, staff did provide an article in your packet in regards to what the City of Glendale is doing in terms of public art. This was provided by a member of the public. And we wanted to provide this to you all just to take into consideration, some possible public art installation the commission can consider. And that is all from staff. Thank you.
The crosswalk initiative, a citizen had come to us, what, a couple of years ago, a long time ago.
Yes, and he's the one who sent this updated article.
Okay.
He said, look at this great project that Glendale is doing. We should be doing this in South Pasadena. And of course, we agree.
Right,
Right?
right.
So that would be wonderful. But yes, we promised to send it along to you, and so.
Well, I, for one, will certainly consider it.
I just have a quick question on the fund. I think it was stated previously that what's in the fund from the old bonds project, that
Correct.
was the half of it. When does the second half come in? Is it when it's completed?
Prior to final inspection,
Got it.
which
Okay.
is coming up, so we should get something soon.
Looks like it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And actually, before you sit down, I was wondering, do we have a list of projects that may be coming down the pipeline? And do we have the current balance of our?
Yes, we do have a spreadsheet. We can pass that along to you all if you
Okay.
like. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes our meeting for tonight, and we will adjourn to the next scheduled meeting on December 9th, 2024. Meeting adjourned.
Ooh, such power.
Right.